Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. I just sat down in my couch. I was just at the little shop next door to do the last bit of shopping before everything closes down for 2 days. When the sun set tonight, we are entering a new year. We are entering the holiday of Rosh Hashanah. So I want to take this opportunity from me and my house to all my Jewish friends and followers around the world to wish you Chag Sameach, Shana Tova. When you think about it, this little nation here, where we are at, it's shocking. It's shocking to look around the world and see what is happening. This is the second Rosh Hashanah where we have hostages inside Gaza being tortured and nearly starved to death. Where Jews are still being murdered in the street for no other reason than being Jewish, which just happened a few weeks ago, just here in Jerusalem, when 6 people were brutally murdered by 2 Palestinian terrorists. 4 of them were rabbis, murdered, sitting in a bus, waiting at a bus stop. 4 soldiers were killed in Gaza when their jeep was hit by a roadside bomb. And a Jordanian terrorist brutally murdered 2 Israeli soldiers at the border crossing into Jordan, a truck driver who came to bring in aid to Gaza. Jews are being attacked around the world when they are on holidays. Jews are being kicked out of hotels, hotel reservation, Airbnbs are being cancelled because they're Jews. Signs are being put up, Jews are not welcome in our stores. Where are we at? It is absolutely horrendous. And now, as we are entering the new year, full holiday for 2 days, what are governments around the world doing? They are deciding to reward these modern day Nazis inside Gaza, who burned babies alive, who raped women in front of their children, who jammed iron rods and knife into women's vagina after brutally raping them so violently they broke their pelvises, committing the worst atrocities since the Holocaust. And while we are shutting down for the new year, for the Jewish holiday, it's in those days that the failing United Nations are going to come together, the snake pit from hell, and recognize a Palestinian state, something that never existed in world history, something that doesn't have borders, that doesn't have a government, that doesn't have a language, that doesn't have a government or a currency. But let's reward these terrorists for murdering the Jews and claim a Palestinian state to the cheer of Hamas, to the cheer of the terrorist in a suit Abu Mazen, who sponsored the massacre at the Munich Olympics. This is where we are at. It's absolutely horrific. Horrific. So in one way, you can't even wish the Jewish people a happy new year, a sweet new year, because look where we are at. So much trauma and devastation here in Israel. The bereaved families who's going to enter a new year missing their beloved at the table because they were brutally murdered in terror attacks. 900 soldiers has been killed since October 7. 6,000 soldiers has been injured since October 7, missing an arm, a limb, 2 legs, 2 arms. Thousands of soldiers with PTSD from the horrific things they have had to endure since we were brutally attacked and a genocide was carried out against the Jewish people on October 7. So my Jewish brothers and sisters, I just want to say me and my house will always stand with you. And I will do my best in the new year to just be a small voice, speaking truth, news, and views out of Israel, standing with you for such a time as this. The Jewish people are home in their God-given homeland. Prophecies are being fulfilled, but evil is unleashed in the world in a way we have never seen before. And when it comes to this nation, it's a battle between good and evil, light and darkness, God and Satan. I have said this many, many times. And the times we are living in are moving so fast, so fast. Israel has never started a war. Israel has been attacked over and over again. And Israel has regained land in a defensive war, defensive wars. And yet Israel is being portrayed as the aggressor, as the oppressor, as the colonizer, as the occupation, which is all lies fabricated from the pit of hell. So, to my Christian friends and followers around the world, do better, get active, do better, get active in this new year's, standing united with our Jewish friends. Wherever you are around the world, come against your governments. Do not be passive. Speak out against it. If you live in France, if you live in Ireland, if you live in Portugal, in the United Kingdom, all of these nations has recognized a Palestinian state, do not stay silent. Write to them, email them, write letters to your newspaper, arrange pro-Israel demonstrations around your country, rallies around the world in your countries, because you need to do something so the Jewish people are not looking around the world and all they see is hate, propaganda, and lies coming against them. We know that when you touch Israel, you're touching the apple of God's eye. You're touching the apple of God's eye. He gave this land to the Jewish people, never to be uprooted again. They are home in their God-given land. And when you want to try and separate Israel, you go against everything that God has said and the promises he had given to the Jewish people, the boundaries that he has put down. And your government is bringing judgment on your nation. It is very, very serious. So as we are entering the new year, Chag Sameach, Shana Tova, to all my Jewish friends and followers around the world, I love you. I stand united with you. And I just hope personally in this new year that I can do better. I have had to pull back a little bit actually for more than one season because I carry so much trauma and pain and devastation from the death threats to my life, from all the terror attacks that I have had to report about over the years, the October 7 massacre, the onslaught of the Jewish people, the Jewish blood running in the streets from another horrific terror attack. So God took me aside and took me away from the public eye, so to speak, because I needed to be restored and to be healed and to get back in alignment for the destiny that I know God has for me here in Israel. To call out the right people to come into my life as we are entering a new year. I would love to do much, much better, but I needed God to mend a broken heart from all the trauma and the terrorism and the wars and the rockets. So I'm excited for the new year. I'm praying for the new year. I'm going to be as quiet as I can these next 2 days. You can hear my voice is still affected from the trauma that I carry. That's why sometimes I have to pull back, because I simply don't have a voice to talk to you because of the trauma. So God took me aside to do all of this inner healing while I'm seeking his face for the new year and for people I believe God has created to come alongside me in the new year, so I can be more productive in my work for Israel. So I'm excited about it. So just speaking from my heart a little bit, as we are entering a full holiday for 2 days. When the sun sets tonight, all of Tuesday and Wednesday is off, while we say Happy Rosh Hashanah, Chag Sameach, and looking to the Lord to put Israel in the palm of his hands. And for you around the world, be watchmen on the walls. Stand united with Israel for such a time as this, because we are definitely living in end times and prophetic times. And unfortunately, the hatred toward Israel is not going to go anywhere. So the voices who stand with Israel needs to be louder, bolder, and stronger. To my friends, my Jewish friends and followers, I love you. I stand united with you. And from my house, Chag Sameach, Shana Tova. Mwah.